Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video. We are doing it in my car this week because my office, there's work being done in my house and my office has been, oh my God, I have like a hair in my eye. There we go. My office is a little out of commission right now. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to film in the car. Like, I don't even care. It's fine. But anyways, this week I wanted to talk about something that I have gone through in the last couple years. Now, if you've been with me for a while, then we have been on this journey together. Maybe you're at different phases. I have been divorced for 12 years. Getting out of this relationship for 12 years, there's been different phases of healing. And some of them have to do with the divorce and the ramifications and like the traumas that come from being with that type of a person. But a lot of it is just healing in general and, going through many years of trauma. I mean, we've all gone through stuff. This relationship is not the one thing that has made you this way. There's been other things that you've gone through, childhood programming, stuff that you've gone through in your childhood, teenage years, maybe other relationships in your 20s or 30s, or it's not just this relationships. When we're just talking about healing in general, it is a process and you go through different phases. We all go through the same phases. They might look different. They might last a little longer than others. After I got out of that marriage and he left, I went into survival mode. He moved out when Ryan was like 3 months old. I mean, I'm now like a brand new mom, a single mom. I go straight into hustle, drive, motivation, working on my self-esteem, survival mode. A lot of the things that I went through in terms of my hustle and my drive, some of those things have always been inside of me. But again, that has been because of things that I've gone through that have led me to be the girl boss. The hustle, the drive, the motivation, all of those things came from being in survival mode. There's always good that can come of a crappy situation, and I don't regret being the person that I am. Part of it, I just love that about me. But the other part is the hustle sometimes is, oh, is my neighbor's walking, is a coping mechanism. I think a lot of us use this kind of type of goal setting as a little bit of a good distraction where we can put our energy into something positive rather than just focusing on the negative. And that's a great tool to use. And I really do highly believe in it because there's only so much you can heal at one time. And what I mean by that is when you go through a really traumatic experience, when we go through those things, you cannot process how you feel in real time. You can't process how you're feeling when you're going through something because you're just surviving it. You're just trying to get out of there. You're trying to live. You're trying to make do. You're trying to make ends meet. Like you're just trying to survive. Once you get out of full survival mode like that, then you get into a place where you're actually a little at peace. And the peace is sometimes where the real grief comes up. Now you're going to feel depressed. Now you're going to feel drained. Now you're going to feel exhausted. Now all you're wanting to do is rest. Now you don't feel like yourself. A couple of years ago, I'd probably say it probably started 2 years ago, which didn't exactly help because I was also starting to go through perimenopause. I went through this phase where I was very unmotivated. I just didn't feel like myself anymore. I didn't feel like I had the hustle in me, the grind in me, the drive in me, the motivation in me. I didn't feel like I had that spark that I felt like I once had. And this is what I started to realize was my tank was now empty. For so many years of me doing and going and achieving and success and finding the relationship and buying the house and doing this and getting myself to this place, my neighbor's coming back, that I'm on empty now. And when you're on empty, you are going to feel blah. Feeling blah is different than being stuck. When you're stuck, that means you know where you want to go next and you're just not making a lot of progress getting there. This is not stuck. It's almost like not depression, but it's just blah. Like you don't feel like yourself in so many ways. And again, let's factor in some perimenopause here because that's a real thing for the ladies in my age for sure. But I think I would have gotten here regardless because you can't keep that level of survival up without it affecting you. You realize you get to a certain point where you're like, what's next? This transition that I was going through was the fact that I actually felt safe now in life. Like life wasn't about moving and surviving and going and doing and being. It was just about me now. You're comparing yourself to who you used to be and you miss that version because that's the version of you that you've been throughout your entire life. And that's the version of you that you're trying to get away from. You don't want to be that person that's always in survival mode, that's always doing and going. You've always wanted to be this version, and you're stepping into this version, but it doesn't feel comfortable because to you, blah is safety, and you're not used to that. You're used to chaos, you're used to drama, you're used to being in survival mode, you're used to going, looking out for yourself, waiting for the other shoe to drop, and now nothing's really dropping anymore. So you start to lose a little bit of yourself, of that old you, of who you used to be, because that was the version that needed to be there in order to survive. And you've resonated with that version for so long that you're struggling to let yourself become the next version. Sometimes we can mistake the drama, survival mode, always being under stress, always going, always working on the next thing, with losing your drive. Here's what I learned was once I started to really feel safe, my adrenaline started to drop a little bit. I was still addicted to living in crisis mode. So it was almost like I started creating stressors that I didn't need to be stressed about because I needed something else to fix. I needed a project. I needed a worry. I needed to take on something. A couple videos ago, we talked about like being the fixer. And if you've been a fixer, if you are a fixer, if you resonated with that video whatsoever, that most likely you've lived in survival mode for a good chunk of your life, thinking that you need to always be that version of you and never growing and evolving. The lesson that I learned in the last couple of years was I needed to heal my nervous system. I needed to heal my body because my body was addicted to being in fight or flight. It was what it has been used to living in for majority of my life. So now that life is quiet, life is peaceful, life is stable, life is healthy, and that's the goal. That's what everyone wants. So they get out of these relationships. They're like, I want a great partner. I want a good life. I want to manifest this. When you start manifesting all that stuff and you start bringing that stuff into your life, you're going to have stuff that comes up to the surface. You're going to have fears. You're going to have that blah period. You're going to have that like a little bit of depression period. You're going to have that I feel unmotivated period. You're going to have all of that. And the reason why it comes up is because you need to heal your nervous system. You've healed other things. You've reprogrammed your mind, your subconscious. You've done all of those things. That's a huge part of being healthy, getting what you want. All of that led me to being at peace. But once you're at peace, there's more healing that needs to be done. And now it's this type of healing, nervous system work, and being comfortable being safe and at peace. The trap is always going to be not mourning the old you. It's going to be letting yourself evolve into who you want to become next. My old me, all of the things that I really loved about myself at that period of my life, like the energy and the drive and the motivation and all of that stuff, that was there to prove someone wrong. It was also to prove to myself that I deserved the things that I really wanted in my life. Because if you say you want something in your life, whether it's like a great relationship, money, career, job, house, whatever it is, if you say that you want that, you have to believe, you have to know that you deserve it. And you can't just know that you deserve it and it happens. That is a real daily practice that you're doing constantly, working on yourself, parenting yourself, motivating yourself, believing in yourself, all the things for you to get to that place to get those things. So when you say you want a great partner and then you follow up with, there's no good people in my town, I'm never attracted to someone, I'm at this age and the pool's really small, you're already not even giving yourself an opportunity to get close to that goal. You're already giving yourself a ton of reasons why that probably won't happen. And we don't really realize how powerful our thoughts are. So that's one aspect of healing. But let's say you do all of that work and you get everything that you actually want. You can't still stay that old you. You have to become the new you. And now the new you needs to find the fuel. The fuel before might have been anger, might have been resentment, might have been, I'm going to show you, might have been, I deserve this, I'm mad, I'm angry. That anger that I felt after going through my divorce, it helped me so much in life. It helped me get my business. It helped me start my business. It helped me be successful. It helped me it helped me in so many areas. But that fuel no longer works now because once you get to peace, you're going to find a new fuel. You need to find the new joy, the new creation, the new motivation. So step one was much like you might resonate with this, I had to stop looking at old Steph. She served her purpose. She did exactly what she was there to do. The question now was, Steph today, who is she and what does she want? And what's going to feed her? What fed me then is not what's feeding me today. And if I try to go back to that older version, I mean, I could even like listen to things back then that I used to just like love. I could do the things that I used to do back then that I used to love. And if I do them today, I don't get the same feeling because that's not the thing that's fueling me anymore. So now this is like a reinvention period. So you went through the reinvention, and after that divorce, after that breakup, you get to a great place, you're going to go through it again because that's called growth. So how do you become this new you? Maybe how do you get your spark back? Like, how do you figure all of this out? First off, don't try to like move mountains here. We're not doing anything crazy. We don't need to force relationship, force a new adventure, force a new friendship, force a new business, force a new move. We don't need to, don't force anything. What I want you to do is get a piece of paper out, get in your notepad on your phone, and just make a list of all the things right now that feed your soul, all the things right now that you do want to accomplish in your life, or things that you would like to try in your life. And it could be starting a business, and it could be moving somewhere, and it could be anything. So you're going to do like little small things and things that you would like to try, or things that you would like to get into, or things that you would want for your future self. You're reminding your brain how to enjoy pleasures again, and you're trying to find what are the things that actually fuel me and motivate me and drive me now at this phase of my life. What helps to recharge my batteries constantly when I need them? Because the blah feeling, the stuck feeling, all of that, it comes from you still doing the same things that you used to do that just aren't working anymore. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out. I hope sharing my experiences and some of the things that I've been doing over the last couple of years to go through my own like reinvention period and phase of life that I'm in as well. I hope you guys are well. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.